Episode 6 of Ahsoka may have hinted that the Star Wars galaxy we know and love has origins tied to another galaxy.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So we have to start asking the question of who and what has originated from this other galaxy. I think it's very clear that magic and the Force are not limited to just the one galaxy. The Night Sisters are clearly using magic and even communicating across galaxies with it. The Force is in Sabine, even if just a little, enough for them to smell the stench on her, which is basically the turmoil of a struggling Jedi, which is why they sense nothing from Baylan. Baylan seems confident that there is something here, something calling to him.
Something calls to me. Can't you hear it? Something stirs here. Can't you see it?
Could it be connected to the origins of the Force? Even possibly something that the witches greatly fear. I feel that there must be some type of antithesis to the Night Sisters in this other galaxy. Could it be just another light side Force user, or a light side form of magic, one we have never seen before? What is Baylan realizing about these old folktales? The stories seem truer than ever, and he believes it will bring the change that could end the battles that have been waging between Jedi and Sith for ages. It does seem as if Dave Filoni has put some thought into these past tales of the galaxy, especially when you consider it's all coming from a droid that is 25,000 years old, going back to the dawn of the Jedi, back when the current galaxy started recording time, and it's likely that Huyang will be in the new movie about the dawn of the Jedi coming in 2026 or 2027. We may never hear the full tales from Huyang, but we still might get some answers as to what Baylan is searching for. What type of wild being or deity could be calling to him? We know of a few crazy powerful characters through the Star Wars, Clone Wars animated series, and Rebels, but it's not clear if any of these characters will make an appearance in live action, or if it will be something new, or we may only get some teases until the Dawn of the Jedi movie, which is said to be a biblical epic. But let's talk quickly about some of these crazy Force beings of Star Wars that have used their abilities to reach out through the Force to communicate to our heroes. We know of the 5 priestesses that appeared in the final episodes of Season 6 in the Clone Wars animated series. Master Yoda met them when he learned the secrets of becoming a Force ghost. The 5 priestesses were a part of the living Force. Dave Filoni indicated that the 5 priestesses may have been 1 and became 5 over a long period of time. These 5 are known as Serenity, Joy, Anger, Confusion, and Sadness. They hailed from an unknown planet that was the wellspring of midichlorians. They exist between the cosmic force and the living force, and decided whether a person could retain their identity after death. Pretty much they're the original Force ghosts. Feeling a little unsure if the 5 priestesses will make an appearance in the Ahsoka series, we do also know of another group of powerful godly Force users called the Mortis Gods, who had a 3-episode arc in the Clone Wars Season 3. I have another video that talks about the Mortis Gods with some timestamps, but these 3 beings embody the light, dark, and balance in the Force. They should technically be dead, or so we think. Dave Filoni did say on Rebel Force Radio podcast back in 2020 that they aren't done with some of the concepts and ideas from those Mortis episodes, and he didn't want to answer all of the questions because there could be some more story out there. We don't know when or how they could come back, but it could be interesting if some similar type of being is out there. Baylan does have an affinity for both sides of the Force, so what type of being could be calling to him? Would it be a dark side being, a light side being, or potentially something in the middle? Something more powerful than both? Which leads me to my final option that we could see, which is the mystical Bendu from Star Wars Rebels. Bendu, of course, was what George Lucas originally called the Jedi Bendu. In Star Wars Rebels, the Bendu calls out to Kanan because he can sense his imbalance and turmoil. While the Bendu is friendly with Kanan and Ezra, the Bendu refuses to take sides in any conflict between Jedi and Sith. He claims to represent the center of the Force between light and dark, which is very similar to how we see Baylan using the Force so far. It is interesting that Baylan said he taught Shin to be more than a Jedi, which we know to be trained in just the light side of the Force. Could more Bendu type characters have originated from this other far, far away galaxy? We know that the original Bendu isn't actually dead, so it could be him, but we'll see what happens. I would really like to see some type of new Force user or bring in a character into live action from animation again. Though I only covered a few options here, I'm sure there are still plenty of others out there in a galaxy far, far away we've yet to even be introduced to at all. I can't wait to find out what lay ahead in Baylan and Shin's quest. Well, that's going to be all the speculation for today. What do you all think Baylan and Shin are searching for? Is it a deity? A type of Force ability? Will we get answers before the season ends? Well, thank you so much for sticking around with me to the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did and want more, and I'll see you in the next video.